Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the channel. Last week I submitted a deck to the Dragon Ball Super card game Facebook group deck building competition. I would like to submit more, but I just managed one between personal life and also deck building for this channel, making videos for this channel. I really couldn't manage it, but I got one in. I'm kind of happy about that. I'm also a little proud of the deck that I built, so I really want to make a short video dedicated to the deck and really maybe explain the idea that I had in my head when I make this. And also I'm in my t-shirt and not a hoodie like always because it's like 32 degrees Celsius outside. In American term is 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so see you guys after the short intro. Hey guys, I want to welcome you back from the intro. So for the deck building competition itself, there are 4 categories. I think there's like a competitive deck, there is a Series 10 deck that you can use on the Series 10 cards, and at the same, but number 4 itself is something that I'm very interested in. That's why I submitted it to number 4, which is Dragon Ball theme decks, like community leader prize. So it has to be theme. Does it follow a certain thing behind it? It can be character, saga, hero, villain. And coincidentally, for number 4, the prizes are also the best one, because on top of getting the promotion cards and some championship packs, if you win number 4, you get also a box of display, like a booster box. That's pretty good. And it's not about the price itself. The price is really something that adds on to it, because no matter what, I will enter this competition, because theme decks is something that I do, and this is something, this is what the channel is, and this is how I play my card game. So the idea here is this. So I need to make a theme decks, and so I went through a lot of things in my head. Was like, okay, what themes should I make? Should I make a cooler theme? Should I make a Frieza theme? However, I decided, and I want to tell a story with this deck. I want to have a little bit of fun here, and I also want to insert a little bit of cheekiness into this one, right? A little bit of personality. So I decided to tell the story of Dragon Ball Super with the deck. That is the theme, the story of Dragon Ball Super in my deck. How I'm gonna do it? It's very difficult, because if we're gonna take the series is long, it's a couple of years. If we're gonna make the whole theme as Dragon Ball Super, we are not gonna fit in it, because a Zamasu deck, we all know, cannot be played. Most of the cards in Zamasu cannot be played in other with other leaders other than Zamasu. However, you cannot use a Beerus card in Zamasu. The color, it's gonna be all wrong. So it has to be playable at the same time, and it has to be able to win. Yeah, it has to snatch the game. Not easy, but it has to. So the deck has to function somehow. So I decided to cut it. I wanted to tell a story with this deck. So this deck is broken up into 2 parts: the starting and the end. The start of Dragon Ball Super and the ending of Dragon Ball Super. And how you play this deck, it's gonna be the same too. There is a certain way to start it, and this is how Dragon Ball Super started. And then we're gonna end the game with how the Dragon Ball Super ended. So I'm not very creative when it comes to the names, but I gave the name of my deck. It's the Alpha and the Omega. I know it's a very cheesy name, and most of you are doing like, right now. But bear with me, let me explain the deck. Dragon Ball Super started with this character. Episode 2, this is the introduction of Whis and Beerus, and he is also a very good leader, so that is something that I pick, and I really love it, and I'm glad that I have this choice. So Beerus, once per turn, activate main. You don't even need to swing. You drop a card that is either red or yellow, and then you get to draw 2 cards. He's untapped 2 when he awakens. It's Beerus. Beerus Furious Strike. Activate main once per turn. You tap 2, choose one of your opponent's battle card, and then you KO it and activate battle. You get to choose 1 red or yellow multicolor card in your drop area, and then you combo with it. So he hits hard because he's a minimum 25k when he swings, right? So very good leader, very utility, but you have to kind of be smart when you play him, because he doesn't draw on his back end. So you kind of have to factor that into your play, right? So let's talk about the deck. Of course, we have to talk about Whis, because he is there right at the start. So this is the alpha portion of the deck. This is how you start the game, and this is how you play it. So how do you start the game? You use Beerus, of course, that is the story itself, and then you discard Whis. with his activate main's ability, and then you get to draw 2 cards, send Wiz to your wall, and then you get to take 1 of your life, so that you get closer and closer to your self-awakening. So he is pretty good, and he at the same time is able to minus like 5k from one of your opponent's battle card, and he is activate main, so it's not activate battle, you kind of have to do it during your turn, so you cannot do it as a defensive play with him. But he is really good because you could just send him over, like blast 3 cards during your turn. The next card that we have is of course a Beerus card, Biding His Time. Really good card, critical, only 1, he's unique, but he is 1 cost when you have a red and yellow multicolor card. So 15k crit, Beerus, part of the theme. That's it. That's how you start the game. You have Wiz, you have Beerus, and then you have the Beerus. That's how Dragon Ball Super started. However, one of the very important thing about Dragon Ball Super is somehow forgotten, because they did a very good thing they did a very smart thing to introduce Beerus and Wiz to the community. And how they did that is by making something so scary. Here we go. It is the Mojinen people. If you are unaware, in episode 2, how they introduce Beerus as a character, that he is very powerful, he doesn't care, he is the god of destruction, is that he destroys the Mojinen planet because they refused to give him some food. They were fighting over dinosaur meat. Basically, that's how it is. So poor Mojinen, that's why I want to pay tribute to them. That is the alpha build. This is how you start the game. Of course, with Beerus for 1 drop, and then Mojinen alien bonds are gonna come in. Activate battle once per turn, bond 2 alien. He is extremely good. Activate battle. Choose up to 1 of your red alien cards in battle and gets 10k power for the duration of the turn. Just like that. Activate battle, that means you can give it to your alien card as a 10k combo, 10k Sensu Bean, during your defensive phase. Of course, if you have something that's multiple attack, you can do it during your offensive phase at the same time. He is 2 cost, you can play 4 copies of them. But there is another guy, which is the Mojinen Savage Strongman, because this guy they also found out in the story, that they can like transform. So he transformed into the Savage Strongman. Activate battle, you get to choose 1 Mojinen underlings from your deck, and then you play it, then shuffle your deck. Activate battle. So every time you swing, like during your turn, or your opponent swing at you during your battle phase, that's what you can do. You can bring out the Mojinen underlings. I will show you later. But if you have 3 or more Mojinen underlings in play in your battle area, at the end of the turn you get to choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hands. At the same time, you get to add life into your you have to do that. However, they are like 0.5k, that means you can use them for your super combo, for comboing if you want to. So this is how you can get rid of them, like really easily. Of course, we are gonna play with the Mojinen underlings, like relentless. You can include as many copies of this card. We are playing a lot of him. Bond 2 alien, this card gets 5k power. So he is at 15k, this is a 10k. You're not gonna swing with this guy, please no, because you want him to stay on the board, because you can give it to Mojinen, or you can give it to Mojinen Strongman or underlings for the extra 10k. This is how we're gonna start the whole thing. So this is the, if I'm not wrong, I'm actually wrong. There is also something here. We will be playing with the Riz Super Combo, and your arrival target is Beerus No Holds Bar. So you have the Mojinen, who's like swing. Of course, you want to bring out something powerful, which is Beerus No Hold Bar, to come in to end the game. Usually people play Heartfelt Plead on top of that. Is it Heartfelt Plead? Yeah, the SS4 Goku. However, the thing is, it's a theme deck. I'm not going to do that, right? Then it's not theme anymore. SS4 Goku is not in Dragon Ball Super. So we're going to use him as a finisher, because he is also good because you can use it defensively, because you can choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards 30k or less and KO it. They can do like, they can combo until it's like 40-50k like combo, but when this guy comes out, he KO the battle card, it's finished. Or you can use it like offensively by tapping 1 of your opponent's battle card in rest mode, and it cannot untap until the start of your next main phase. Of course, that will conclude the alpha part, right? Because it's about Beerus, it's about things, but however, there is something that Beerus is looking for. It is Super Saiyan God. We play 1. This is the representation in my deck. Almighty Resistant. This is Super Saiyan God. Of course, counter. If your leader card is red, you can choose 1 yellow card in your hand, place it in a drop area, negate the counter attack skill. So you are going aggressive, and then you go for a final swing, and your opponent negate. You can counter negate. You can counter the negate, and then just go for the game. So you start Beerus and Whis. They take on they use the Mojinen to show how powerful and how ruthless they are, and then we end the alpha part of the Dragon Ball Super arc with the dawn of Super Saiyan God, the Battle of the Gods. Now we talk about the Omega part, the end of the card game. Or not the card game, the Dragon Ball series. If your opponent has an out for the alpha part of the deck, which is the Mojinen with Beerus Whis ending with Super Saiyan God, we have the Omega part to end the game also. So let's skip forward all this timeline through Zamasu and everybody, like Battle of the Gods, Frieza and everything. We move right to the end of the Tournament of Power, specifically the end part of Tournament of Power. I started my deck with episode 2 of Dragon Ball Super. We're gonna end it with the last second episode of Dragon Ball Super. So SSB, Kaioken, Son Goku, of course, he is gonna be here. If your opponent has already established the board, like Invoker, this guy, it's pretty good. Tap 2, choose one of your opponent's battle card, it minus 25k, ignoring barrier. Very good. And of course, we need our guy Vegeta to come, and unfortunately he's not the blue variant, because I need something to be playable here. It's not about just including cards to make the story, but it has to make the story, it has to tell the story, but at the same time the deck has to be playable, right? So SS Vegeta exploiting weakness, he is really good because for 3 cost, he is a 19k. You get to choose all of your opponent's battle card and they get minus 20k for the duration of the turn, and also if it's your opponent's turn, your leader gets a Senzu Bean boost also. So you can do it counterplay, or you could just tap him for 3 just to wipe out the board if you think your opponent has no answer for it. Of course, we need to introduce the new villain. They are not exactly villain, but you know what I mean, the antagonist for the series, which is Toppo Righteous 8. We have to play this guy. This guy is so good. Tap 2, everybody knows this. Negate the attack, drop 1, and your opponent cannot attack unless they discard 2. Yep. And we need to talk also about this guy, who is the champion of the Tournament of Power. Really great dude. Android 17, Rebel, Reinforcement, Counterattack. You negate the attack, play this card, and choose up to one of your red battle card with energy cost of 1 in your drop area. If you're thinking right now and said, okay, but all these are very defensive card. This is a defensive card. Toppo is your negate, Android 17 is your negate, and Kaioken Goku, you're not gonna hard cast it. You're gonna play it with 2 to clear the board. Frieza is there to clear the board, while Toppo and Android 17 is there to negate. How do you end the game with this? The idea is here is this, that maybe a lot of you are, maybe some of you have already caught on, because you guys are really sharp in the comments. I can see it from the comment section, but we are playing with a lot of 10Ks. Your super combo is 10k, the Mojinen underlings is 10k, and then the underlings are all 10k. We are playing a lot of underlings. This, I think we are playing a total of 18 to 20 10ks in this deck. And we're gonna end it, of course, with Jiren Shackles of the Past. Barrier, only 1 can be played. This is a unique ability when there are 10 or more battle cards in your drop area with 10k at the start of your main phase. For the duration of the turn, this card gets 25k, double strike, dual attack, and your opponent cannot activate counter skills unless they place 2 cards from your hands into your drop area as an additional cost. You would say that, okay, this guy is 5k, he has barrier, yes, but he needs to stay on the board for 1 turn. Yes and no. You could do that. You could hard cast him during your start of your phase, and then you wait for 1 turn, and you have to make sure that you have 10, and then he becomes 30k double strike dual attack. You can do that. However, you can make Android 17 do their work for you during your opponent's turn. when your opponent swings, you negate his last attack, you can't negate the attack, play this card, choose up to one of your red battle card with energy cost of 1 in your drop area, and then you play it. Your opponent's ends turn, your main phase starts, your 10k kicks off, he becomes a 30k double strike dual attack, just like that with barrier. And your opponent cannot even activate counter unless they drop 2. So that is how we end the game. So this is where the cheekiness comes in, right? Into the whole thing. And everything works. It is also how we use the alpha part to help the Omega part. It is how the whole saga, the whole story of Dragon Ball Super is, right? They established Beerus, and then slowly they built up to the finale of this whole thing. So we started with Beerus, showing how powerful he is, then we end with Jiren and Toppo, and Android 17 doing the work just to finish the game as an additional win con. And the past helping the future, telling a story in this deck, Alpha part, Omega part, and both the Omega part saying it's the end of Dragon Ball Super. Episode 2 starts with episode 2, and then it concludes with the dawn of Super Saiyan Battle of the Gods. So that is my deck. I hope you guys would like it. And maybe some points over here. If you take a look at this deck, there is one thing that I would say that I would really recommend to put it in, and that would be Frieza Army Reborn. The reason is he's quadruple strike ultimate, and then there is also Broly and Paragus. I'm just afraid that how strict they are. I don't know, right? I don't know how strict they are. It's like, do we sacrifice a little bit of theme for playability, or would that be penalized? Or would that be taken as, okay, we understand there needs to be a little bit of playability over there, right? And I don't know how it's gonna be like a judge, so that is why I take this card out. But if I think about this card should definitely be in the deck itself, because when your life is 2 or less, you reduce the cost of this card by 3, so it becomes a 5 cost if your life is 2 or less. It is just so easy to do it with this deck with Wiz, right? Because if your opponent hits you onto 4 and then you have 5 energy and you have Frieza Army Reborn in your hands, all you have to do is to send 2 Wiz into your like a, what do you call that? Into your warp, and then you take 2 of your life, then you're at 2, tap 5, Army Reborn comes out, and it's a quadruple strike just to end the game. And Frieza can end the game like that. It's a Frieza BR, so it is a like a Dragon Ball Super Frieza, and then there's like Army Paragus, one part of it, but it's not Omega, so maybe there's something that I think of. It's not part of the Tournament of Power Frieza, right? So that's the deck right here. I hope you like it. Don't play this. I really don't think that you should make this deck and play it, because it's not exactly a very, very powerful deck. It is fun. It is very cheeky. One of the things maybe you can take out from this deck is the whole idea of Jiren, like Android 17 to Jiren. So I think that's a very interesting mechanics that I implement into this deck, like a cheekiness punch, sucker punch to your opponent, right? So that is it. I tried to tell a story with this deck, how Dragon Ball Super started and how Dragon Ball Super ends, using all the cards that are used there. So kind of proud of it, as you can see. See you guys in the next video. Alright, ciao, bye.